The previous video we had discussed about crystallization. In this video, we are going to be talking about distillation. So distillation is used for the separation of a volatile liquid from non-volatile impurities. It is important to remember that despite the fact that it's volatile, this particular liquid shouldn't undergo the process of decomposition or shouldn't get decomposed while getting heated. So it should be able to, we should be able to heat it, and liquids having a sufficient difference in boiling points. And the basic principle for the conversion of distillation is the conversion of liquid to gas. It gets heat or when it's heated, and when the gas is cooled, it leads to the formation of a liquid. Basic exchange of states of matter. So in the setup, this is called the distillation flask, and it's basically a round bottom flask. Will contain the liquid along with the impurities, and to avoid the process of bumping, basically to make sure that the liquid doesn't basically disturb the apparatus, we add certain piece of porcelain, and then it's heated. On heating, what happens is, since the liquid is volatile, it will change from liquid state to gaseous state. And this is the thermometer. It's used to check the temperature and check to ensure that the temperature is getting maintained. Then it passes through this particular thing, which is called a condenser. Or Liebig's condenser is the name of condenser used. So here, what happens is you have cold water coming in and going out. So there's a continuous circulation of cold water in the condenser. And this will ensure that the temperature, there is obviously going to be a difference in temperature over here and over here. And since the vapor will pass through this particular area, which is relatively cooler than this one, it gets converted to liquid, and that is what gets collected over here. So in this process of distillation, we can use it for purification of a volatile liquid from a non-volatile impurities, or it can also be used for liquids having a sufficient difference in boiling points. The reason we talk about a sufficient difference in boiling points is because here the basic principle behind the concept of distillation is the fact that the whole mixture is getting heated. However, if the temperature, the boiling point of two liquids is quite close, then there might be a mix. There might be mixing of the impurities, mixing of the two liquids. So the liquid and the impurity might get mixed up. And the vapor will also be a mixture of those two. Instead, because we're using since there is a sufficient difference in boiling points, that makes sure that uh, one of the liquids comes out and the other one basically stays and then later gets converted. So for the purification of liquids whose boiling points are relatively closer, the process of fractional distillation is used, and we will be discussing about that in the next video.